Hi everyone. In last video what we worked on was we worked on the detector app to implement a different type of repository, another implementation of the repository or detection repository, which was responsible for enqueuing the messages. So it was basically using GMS together with Artemis to enqueue the messaging to be processed at a later point. The plan for today's video is we are going to change our detector API. We are going to create a new endpoint so we can accept a batch or a battery or a bulk registration of detection. So we are going to basically batch them into a list, and we are going to send this list instead of sending one in each one individually. Okay, so we will start now on the API implementation. So let's go. Here on our code on the detector API, we already have one definition. So if you remember well, we are defining also the API documentation using OpenAPI on the interface of the detection register. We are going to create a new method here. It's going to be register detection batch. Register a vehicle detection batch. It won't change much. Here, that's what we need to define. We also have to come here implement the method, right? So let's just log it for now. Log with system out println. And here I'm going to do a small change. So there are many ways for you to do it, okay? Especially when you're creating a new API, a new endpoint or a bulk endpoint. There are multiple ways you can Google it. So you can. There are some people who like to do this kind of change or adding this path here, for example. You could do something like that or like that. Doesn't matter. So this really depends on how you guys are using RESTful or REST APIs or APIs in your company. Okay. The way like there you can also, for example, that's one approach, right? You can add like you can append like something on the path. That's one way. There's another way which you can do. Which the way I'm going to do is like, since we're already having the versioning like v1 here, I'm going to use the versioning to create a new version for our API. You can come here and say that's version 1, that's version 2. That's what I'm going to do. But you can also have a single method, right? You can come, for example, here and receive a JSON string, for example. That's like a very big workaround, but in case you have one API which has to accept different types and you don't want to use versioning for that, you can do something like that, and then you have to implement logic on your side to parse this JSON into like different types of instances, which can be valid ones. So, but I think that's really dirty and not ideal, a bit complicated to maintain. So I will go for this solution to use the versioning based on the path which you already had before, just creating a new one. You can ask like, what if we had so many methods here, all of them already based on the v1 as we had here before with request mapping? Then you could create a new class, a new object, right? A new class definition to define the different methods for batching. Then you could have like detection controller and detection batch controller. That's also fine. So here I'm just going for the simpler solution right now, v1 and v2, and that's it. So let's run the application and see if everything looks fine here for us. Yeah, it's running. We can see here now we have the definition and oops, yeah, there's one important thing which we didn't do, right? So we are basically still receiving the same type of request, so we have to change it. So let's come to our contracts and let's create a new contract. So detection batch registration, and this, oh, that's a record, forgot it. And that will basically have a not null. I will accept like empty list. It's not a problem for us. A list of detection registration. We call it detections. And now I'm going to change the interface and also change the controller. Okay, let's come and see if everything looks okay. Let me clean up the imports. Let me restart the application. Let's check. Yeah, now it looks good. Looks good to us. Okay, so let me see. Try out. Let me create a list of two, even though they will be identical. Doesn't matter. Let me just see and execute it, and I see that the batch is coming. Perfect. So that's exactly what we had to do in this video. So that's very quick. But let's also have some testing, right? I think we have already we have written already. Oh, we haven't written. Okay, so let's do the following. I won't like set up any testing right now for the API. Let's focus on this after we have finished the implementation on the detector app, so we can do a proper end-to-end testing on our APIs. So that's what we need. At least this having this endpoint, we can move shift back to the implementation of our detector app, and so we have to focus to finish this so we can later focus mostly on the API implementation. But that's it. That was it for today. I hope to see you in the next video. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and so you can get like live updates. I'm trying to be posting every week some like a batch of videos, and that's it. See you in the next video. Bye bye.